Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Coaches Show live here at Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Nate Mullins sitting here inside Benchwarmers this time. It's a little too chilly and a little too rainy and cold and nasty outside.
The last 2 days have been crazy.
Yeah. Usually we do this out on the patio, Coach, but we've got Lakota Raiders head football coach Mike Lento on with us, and I always enjoy a sit down under the learning tree with you, Coach.
Easy now. I appreciate anytime we can talk about our kids, talk about Lakota, talk to our kids actually tonight, and we'll probably get into it with our season and stuff. But we actually have one of our kids is going to be highlighted in WTOL here over the next couple of days. He's got cerebral palsy in his left leg.
Really?
And he's our starting Mike linebacker. Kid has worked his tail off to make sure he can get his an opportunity, and it wasn't even me that brought it up. It was another coach from another team that brought it up to the news channel. And so I told our kids, I go, listen, again, and it sounded like a broken record, but we're not the same Lakota. We're not a doormat Lakota anymore.
That's right.
I think that's why people have a hard time losing to Lakota, because they're used to Lakota being the doormat in a lot of things, and we're not there, and we're competing for games still, and we're winning. We're winning, and we're getting some recognition. And so, anytime that we can talk about our kids, our Lakota Raider Nation, I appreciate that. So, thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely. Hey, this is something we're trying to build here, and when you are trying to build something, you want to try to bring on familiar faces, and Coach, you are definitely a familiar face in the area, and we always appreciate your time. So I know you got a busy schedule. We kind of pulled you away from. Now, did they end up canceling the soccer game? Like we didn't.
It wasn't soccer. It was flag football.
Flag football. Flag football.
But they did, and But I talked to my kids this morning, and actually they were leaving school, and I said, listen, got a radio show, guys. We got practice. If you have an early game today, I go, I might not be able to make it. I said, okay. And my youngest son gave me the fist bump, and he goes, listen. He goes, give me a shout-out. So, Jackson, you're getting a shout-out right now, buddy.
There you go, Jackson.
So Jackson.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, and my son, Eddie, he's done an amazing job. So, Eddie had a game-winning catch last week in his 7-on-7 game.
Oh.
No time left, basically.
What?
Pulls it down. Jackson had two catches, a touchdown, and a two-point conversion last week. And then they go, beat Calvert.
Oh, this is the big one.
That's what I try to tell our kids, our football players, is they want dad there, right?
That's right.
But, like, Friday nights, even as a water boy, because I was that guy. I was that little tyke growing up. You could not replace Friday nights.
Oh.
Putting on a jersey, filling up the water bottles, being the ball boy. Last week we went and played Eden. Didn't play very well. My daughter, all right, and our DC's daughter, Dustin Patton, his daughter, Gabby, goes down. And it was just those two little girls doing their cheer routine that they got from the cheerleaders like multiple weeks before to get them pumped up, because we didn't take our band and our cheerleaders, because obviously it was a long trip. And so I said, guys, these little kids are living through you.
That's right.
And they're going to be you, right? So that's why it's okay
Friday
for me
nights.
as a dad to go, listen, the sacrifice we do is it's tough.
Yeah. It is tough.
It's tough. And you've done it, even just a little, but like it's amazing how it comes together.
For sure. Absolutely. Good. And Coach, you mentioned Friday nights. It's remarkable how you have evolved, as a person so much since, your days as a water boy. But Friday nights have always stayed the same. The luster, the mystique, the feeling of a Friday night. You just can't match that anywhere else.
It's the purest of the pure.
It is.
And
absolutely.
I had the opportunity to play college football here at Tiffany University. And guess what? We were all getting recruited from all over the state. We were all getting recruited all over from Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana. When you look at it all, a couple guys from Florida. But when it comes down to the high school game, just the game, whatever it is, it could be volleyball, it could be football, it could be basketball. It's the purest of the pure, because we're not going out and recruiting these kids to come into our district.
That's right.
They're just
playing
our
with what
guys,
you got.
what we got.
Yep.
And we're put you in the best position to be successful, and let's go.
That's right.
And that's what gets my blood pumping.
Man, that's such a good feeling. And it's great, that you mentioned, the young tykes, experiencing that, and you see that you're basically living through them. As you get older, your experiences with Friday night change. Mm-hmm. Obviously as a player, and then as a coach, and then me as a media, covering the game. It's just a different feel as you grow older, but the game itself and the Friday night feel, that never changes. It's always magical every time you approach a game site.
The
Whenever
smell
it's
of the
close,
grass,
man,
the smell of the barbecue, the smell of the hamburger, it's all different.
There's nothing better. Nothing better. And we got a good one this Friday night. We'll be out there in Lakota. This is going to be a big one. I'm telling you, Coach, I got a good feeling about this one. I think this is going to be a great game between you two. It always is. Every time you guys play each other, it ends up being just some kind of a shootout or some kind of a down-to-the-wire something.
I think we can go take it back and look at it since my being here at Lakota, in the 6 years, it's been a one-score game, I believe. And I don't pull it up, but I think it was Coach Fox and it was Jones, right? He had a last minute and a half run.
Austin Jones.
And we played great, and I think if we win that game, I think that's enough points to get us in the playoffs for the first time. That's my first year there, right? Playing with a bunch of kids that they just love being loved on, and then it was awesome. And then from that point on, I think it's been a one-score game. 2 years ago, I think they came over here and kicked a field goal late. Last year was overtime.
Yep.
And just we're going to do the same. It's a week 10 game that's become a rivalry game over the last 6 years, and it's been fun. And our kids are ready to go. I know Coach Reisher's got his kids ready to go.
Oh, for sure.
And
his kids are probably watching this show right now.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Coach Reisher and myself have a great relationship, and it's been fun. It's been what high school football is about.
That's right.
Right. That's it. And that's the crazy thing is you
backyard rivalry in every sense of the word.
Yep. I mean, it's just crazy, and no pun intended. But I graduated from St. Joe, and I kind of told the kids today, maybe give some of these cover kids a little fuel to their fire because I'm okay with dripping that in there.
That was a tense, fiery rivalry when you played over there, Coach.
And listen, My sophomore year, we didn't win. My junior year, we didn't win. And all we wanted to do my senior year was beat Tiffin Calvert because that's what, at St. Joe at the time, that's what you did.
Yeah.
It was St. Joe Calvert. And so we were able to beat St. Joe my final game of my senior year, and that made the season. So, kind of been setting that up a little bit for our guys too.
Yeah.
Having some fun. And that's what it's about,
Well, and it's at this point, Coach, you don't technically have anything to play for as far as playoff seeding or any of that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that, but you have pride. You have, obviously, a lot of integrity within this program, and you've got building blocks that you're trying to establish within this program. And right now, this is a great opportunity for your guys, your young guys especially, to gain some experience in a tough rivalry game.
Well, what's been tough for us this year is I think, the seniors that graduated last year, there was, I think, 13 of them, and they all played. They all had a significant role on both sides of the ball. They were with me basically since they were 8th graders, and I told you guys this last year. I went to that group and I said, listen, if you guys stay, I'll stay. I'm not going to use this as a stepping stone where let's build this, but I don't want you guys transferring out anywhere because people come to Lakota sometimes would transfer out to a school that was doing better. And I said, if you stay, we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. And, we were able to do that. And but what happens with that is you build that up. Some guys go to the back burner or it's a rite of passage. And I think at Lakota, there's not been a rite of passage. All of them, a senior, I play because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Or like if I'm a younger guy and I'm kind of good, I'll get in because that's the role I fit. Well, the last year's senior group, they were with me the entire time. And they worked hard. They did everything we asked. And we were able to go, 7-3, make the playoffs, lose to a tough Eastwood team, and we put points up against them. And I'm proud of how they played. But what happened was with our other guys, they didn't get any Friday night lights.
Yeah.
2 or 3 or maybe 4 of them did. But those lights change kids.
It's hard to take those guys off the field, though, Coach.
Right.
You know that. You pull one of those seniors off the field, and they're saying, what did I do?
Right.
What did I do wrong? Why am I off the field?
Right.
Coach, I'm ready to go back in. You ready to put me back in? I'm ready. Whenever you need me to go back in. I don't need rest. I'm fine.
Right, and so
you know that
we in our games were kind of close last year. We lost, we beat Gibsonburg with a 2-point conversion with a minute left to go. Beat Calvert in overtime. So there wasn't a lot of times to put our younger kids in the game. just to kind of get that feel.
And those are program building wins.
Right.
You know, those are statement wins for your program.
So now you go into this year. We're probably a junior loaded team, sophomores, sprinkle some freshmen in there. We do have some seniors, but like only 2 or 3 that are playing consistently on a Friday night on the offense or defensive side, right? And so when it comes into you're taking a group of kids and throwing them in on Friday nights, that's kind of tough for big moments. And we've had some big moments this year where we could have taken a go-ahead touchdown, where we could have made a stop again in some big games. And so easily we could look at least 3 games and said, well, if we have this play, or that play, we could easily be 5-4 right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean you've got 3 of your games are decided by 10 points or less here.
Correct.
I mean, you've got a chance to – obviously that record could be a lot different. You could be sitting here vying for playoff seeding right now. You know, but
we're not.
Things happen the way they happen.
It's reality. As we talk to the kids today, it's reality. We're
one
not.
of those tough games we weren't there for. We wanted to be there for it. Margaretta.
Yeah.
What happened? Coach, that was such a close game.
Dustin Patton has done a great job. So we brought Dustin Patton in, and you know Dustin Patton pretty well. A little bit.
I know him a little bit.
Little family, you know.
I know him a little bit.
So
I've heard he's a pretty good guy.
He's a great guy. He's a great father. He's a great husband.
That's my cousin. He's a great guy.
We couldn't be more proud to have him here at Lakota with us. And so actually he was one of the guys that pushed me to go after the Lakota job, and he said he was going to come with me. He never came with me until this year. But hey,
followed through.
Hey, persistency is key.
That's right.
I'm a person. But he's had a great game plan all year long, and we came with a great game plan. We've got Dave Lozier with us, too, as well. Ray Tittle, he's done a heck of a job all year. You know, I've got Ryan Lozier, who was the quarterback of the Clyde State Championship team.
Yep.
So we got some great coaches we got going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's absolutely amazing with what we have built in there. But great game plan offensively and defensively, and it came down to just, I tell the kids never let it into the officials' hands because it could always come out tough. There's other points in the games where we could have done something different here or there. It could have been a play here or there, a tip ball here or there. And there was a questionable call at the end of the game that we feel that could have gone the other way, that would have given us the ball right there, and we could have kneeled it out and gone home, but it didn't go that way. And
that's
tough.
Frustrating.
It's tough,
That's very frustrating.
But I will tell you this: is I've had the opportunity to coach a couple 8th grade junior high games this year because officiating is down. But listen, we can do a little learning tree. They say officiating is down, but coaching is down too.
Oh my goodness!
Like, we want to talk about officiating. It's hard to get great coaches because the state of Ohio has all these requirements on coaches to get to volunteer. To volunteer, it costs you about $264 to coach. Yep. Right, I understand getting the fingerprint checks and knowing how to do the Lindsay's Law, the heart attack, and
absolutely.
But all this other stuff we got going on, it's my job as a coach to evaluate you if I want you in my program or not.
Yep.
Right at the end of the day,
exactly.
Why are you taking the fundamentals of coaching, for the state of Ohio for $65? I'll eat that, and I'll eat that one, and maybe I can create some controversy or whatever. But when it comes down to having coaches, to volunteer, I'm paying to volunteer.
Yeah,
it's tough.
That's rough. It's rough. I mean, we ran into it as youth coaches. You know,
there you go.
Greg and I, over the years, we've donated a lot of time, but also a lot of our money towards either equipment or certifications or CPR certifications, first aid certifications to be able to run the IED. There's certain certifications that you need to have if you're going to be a head coach for youth football.
And I'm not even talking about football. I'm talking about all sports.
Exactly.
Right. All these credentials come in for all sports here.
And you have to retake certain things for every sport.
Yep. And I agree with some of that stuff. Like I said, the fingerprinting and things like that. But if I'm bringing you in on my staff, I should be able to evaluate you as a coach if you're qualified to be there or not.
Yep. Absolutely. We're on the same page with that.
And if I'm doing a bad job, it's my administration that needs to tell me I'm doing a bad job about that.
Absolutely.
But that's another story for another day. So
background checks and all that stuff, I completely agree with. There has to be some kind of a vetting process. But when it comes down to it, Coach, a guy that should be on your coaching staff when it comes to football. Right. Don't take that out of your hands. That's the kind of thing that's frustrating.
Yeah, going back to that me being, and again, reference some junior high games, it's about angles, and maybe that official had a bad angle. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I wish he'd give me a better explanation of why he saw what he saw, but it didn't match up with what we saw on film, and that was a tough one because we're 1-5, they're 5-1. Get a little bit of momentum there. We're missing that momentum piece. We're missing that momentum drive. We're missing that. Even like last week going against Eden, us as a coaching staff, we talked about it as the kids. 30-0, we felt like 100-0. It felt like nothing we could do was right.
Yeah.
There's nothing we could do, could move on, and so putting that together, just continue to move on as a program, to find the winning piece in the game, to find the winning piece in the season right now. That's what we're looking for. But our kids show up every day. And work. We practice outside today. People, I don't know how many people practice outside, but we did.
Well, I will say that
we said, listen, you want to look forward to opportunities to practice when it's this weather. So that's regional semis, that's regional finals, that's state semis, that's state finals. That's what we're talking about.
That's right.
Yeah, great. Look at our record. We're 2-7 right now, but we're talking about what we're building.
That doesn't show up in the stat sheet.
No,
it doesn't. And that's the kind of stuff that builds character. I know for a fact that there's a certain football league that canceled practice today. And, it is what it is. Some people can practice in this kind of weather. And what you're trying to build over there is different. You want to get kids ready for playing in any condition.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Because they don't play in domed stadiums.
No, you make long runs in the playoffs. You're playing in some different type of weather in Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say that's why you got to like the kids that show up to practice, because they weren't even trying to get out of practicing today.
That's right. Uh-huh. So, Coach, just a couple minutes here before I let you go.
Yep.
I do want to talk about your kids here just a little bit. So, obviously, you got a tough matchup with Calvert coming up.
Absolutely.
You know all about Calvert. We can talk about their playmakers, and I'm sure all of our listeners know a lot about that team. They've got a lot of playmakers. They like to spread the ball around.
Absolutely.
They've got a couple of tall receivers they like to spread it out to. They got a good running back, and they got a quarterback who can sling it. You guys got a pretty decent quarterback yourselves. Talk about C.J. Biddle a little bit.
C.J. Biddle, he's been great for us. He wasn't supposed to be the quarterback. Our sophomore got hurt week 2, and C.J. had to step in and be in a role that I'm not sure he exactly wanted, because he liked being that scat back guy. He was going to be our Austin Woody of last year. Get him in the handoffs, get him throwing some balls out there. But he was also a guy who could win the job and do a great job. And and he's coachable. He does everything we ask him to do, and he's our guy on offense. We know we can make him, have him out in the running game, have him out in the passing game, and for the most part, he's done a great job making phenomenal decisions and getting us into situations to win the game. And it's been good. He's tough as nails. I'll tell you what, guys, wait till you see him Friday night. He's tough as nails.
Oh, we're excited about this one, Coach. We'll have that one on the X stream, folks. You can find that once again on YouTube and on heartofohiosports.com this Friday night. Tune in about 6:50 for the pregame show, 7 o'clock for the opening kickoff. Coach, let's talk a little bit about, obviously, we know this team, and you guys have always tried to establish a rushing attack. You've always been up there in the top 3, top 4 in the league in terms of rushing yardage. This year is no different. Obviously, your quarterback leading the way, C.J. Biddle, with 750 yards and 7 touchdowns. But who are some other guys that you like to get involved in the offense?
So Michael Williams has done a great job. He got hurt against Northwood, so we're kind of getting him back, and he's running the ball hard again. We've got Zane Cox, or Zane Quick, Fry, who's done a great job late for us, getting in, taking a while to get some stuff, get early injuries, early sickness, does a good job running the ball for us. And then you go to Chase Dussel. Chase Dussel was a guy that, because when our next quarterback gets hurt, we don't have anybody to put in there. We put Chase Dussel in there. He's our athlete, man.
Seems like he's the Swiss Army knife.
He is. He is. He does a great job. He can throw a little bit, and he can run a little bit. And so, but he's been a great job as an athlete. And we've done some good things, moving some stuff around, getting some different sets. And we've got Gabe Garlick, who's been able to kind of step up and be a big back for us. Fullback, so we take him from guard and put him in the backfield and try and get a couple different looks. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's power football right there.
And that's just because we want to establish a run, and we didn't feel like we were going to establish a run early. So we got to. What are things we can do? And so Dave Lozier brought some great sets in for us, and we're continuing to work on them.
So, Coach, obviously you've got some keys for this Friday's game. What do you think the keys for the game for you are? Let's talk first offensively. What do you guys got to do against this Calvert team?
Physical.
At
the end of the day, we didn't play physical last week. We played a finesse team, and
does that start for you guys on the offensive line?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And you will see us, and when we wait till you see it. I think one of the toughest kids in the league, pound for pound, is going to be number 50, Isaac King. He's going to be a guard for us. He's probably about 5'8", 150 pounds. Playing guard for us.
Nice.
But physically, he can get it done. So we know we have to get it done physically up front. We didn't do that last week. We played a finesse team, and we tried to play finesse with them, and we told our guys, you can't play finesse with them. You got to play physical. So can our kids respond? And if our kids respond and play physical, we'll make it a long night for Calvert. If we don't, all right, it could be a long night for us. But we're looking forward to, offensively and defensive line-wise, to create a physical tone. All right, and we told the kids that, and it's no secret. If we can do that, we'll be able to make a game out of this.
All right,
throw the records out the window.
There you go. So physical, offensive, and defense. That's the key then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Absolutely.
I like it. That's what I'm talking. That's power football right there, and that's SBC River. Football.
It is.
It really is. There's a lot.
It's a fun small league, isn't it?
There's a lot of tough teams in that
listen,
conference.
Outside of the MAC, all right, down in South Central Ohio, like if you want to go watch a good football game, go to the SBC River Division because you're going to see good football.
Oh, yeah. Hard-nosed football definition right there. All right, Coach, anything else you want to talk about? Because, it's been a great time.
No,
it's been a blast.
I appreciate you guys, bringing us on anytime we can talk about the Lakota Raiders, our kids out there in Kansas, Ohio, because there's not a lot of recognition that they get and things like that. And so the coverage we got great was last year from all the coaches and stuff, but now it's time to kind of move on in the sense of it's about our kids now.
That's right.
And let the kids continue to build our program. And we're going to be fun to watch Friday night. We're going to be fun to watch, in our winter sports. We're going to be fun to watch here next year, too.
Absolutely. Well, it should be a fun game to watch this Friday night. Make sure you tune in on the X Stream here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, search Heart of Ohio Sports X Stream on YouTube, and then also try to find it on our website, heartofohiosports.com. Coach Mike Lento joining me once again on the program. Always appreciate your time, Coach.
Absolutely.
Once again, we're going to take a step aside and a quick timeout, but we'll be right back. We've got another special guest joining us here on the Coach's Corner. We are live here at Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the Coach's Corner here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We are live inside Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Nate Mullins, joined by none other than the Heidelberg head football coach, Scott Donaldson. Thanks for coming on with me, Coach.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. You know, I love it.
Anytime, Coach. You know this seat's open.
Hell yeah.
Anytime you want to come on, man. Appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, but always want to say thank you anytime you take some time out of your schedule for us.
Love what you guys do. Love Heart of Ohio Sports. I get to – it's where I get all my Seneca County high school football news and highlights and interviews, and I love every second of it. So glad you guys are coming out Saturday to do our game, too.
Yes, sir. We'll be there, and a little bit of an early festivities going on as we do the college game day.
That's going to be awesome.
Experience.
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
We're calling it the Saturday Scoreboard Game Day Edition.
I like it.
We're going to do that live inside the Fox's Den, right? We still doing that?
Okay, cool.
We doing that? He's like, okay, all right, yeah. I'm pretty sure we talked about this at some point.
Sounds like a plan.
You know, maybe we'll need a refresh once we are off the air here and make sure we get everything together. But,
I got you.
Yeah. Hey, it's going to be fun. I already lined up an interview.
Did you? Cool.
Yeah, we got a Heidelberg alum coming on with us.
Ooh. Tell me who?
Aaron Montz.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, he'll be coming on.
Nice.
Special guest.
Oh, great dude,
special
man.
guest
That's
interview.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
He'll be coming on with us sometime around 9:15, 9:30. So.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, early start for us this Saturday.
9:30 is early for you, huh?
Well, I mean, the show starts at 9, but we'll be down there probably 6:30, 7 o'clock, starting to get set up.
I love it. You'll be there about the same time I will.
There you
work
go.
out well, man.
You burn both ends of the candles, though.
Yeah, Saturday is a good day to, start the day with a little lift and get rolling. So you want to come over to the gym? I got you.
Hey, maybe I get there a little earlier. No. I'll be taking a nap in between the show and the game, though. So, Coach, bye week last week. How'd you spend your bye week?
Oh, it was amazing. We as a team, we needed it. We're banged up. I mean, this is the OAC. Everyone's banged up.
Everybody is.
Wrong. And, but our football team's really old. And, I mean,
that's a nice way of putting it.
We have some senior citizens playing for us that would rival the ages of some NFL teams. I'm not lying. So we really our guys needed that to pull back a little bit, just obviously physically. So a lot of our starters and especially the guys that have been playing a lot of football for us, it took a lot of days off. And that's fine. And I think I'm hoping we're experienced enough to be able to pull back a little bit and to be able to turn it on this week. But I love bye week personally, but also for the players, just emotionally, it's a good pullback.
For sure.
So we practice. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then game Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Go home, get off campus.
That's right.
Go relax. To get mentally ready for the final push here and to go 4-0 to finish off the season.
That's right, and that's the mindset now. You're 4-2, but now it's 4-0. Now it's just 4-0. That's what you got in front of you. That's all you got to worry about. And you got one in front of you this Saturday. Marietta homecoming game. You got a lot of festivities going on. It is the Stag Bowl Championship reunion from 1972.
That's amazing.
That's
amazing.
Just
the 50-year.
Wow.
50. That's hopefully a lot of people can get back for it. I know a lot of that team. It's kind of spread across the country, like obviously a lot of Heidelberg grads and living everywhere. And I hope a lot of guys can get back. I mean, what an amazing team. I've had the opportunity to meet with some of those guys, throughout my 20 years here, and it's a really special thing to have those guys back, and I'm just happy to see them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's going to be great having them all back on campus.
Yes.
And being able to celebrate that once again. 50 years, man. That's crazy.
I know.
Crazy to even think about.
I know, especially when my first year. Well, I almost made the 30th anniversary, too, my first year at Heidelberg, so I was 1 year away.
But, Coach, besides the festivities going on, you've got a game, obviously. Marietta, 2 o'clock start this Saturday. Tune in about 1:45 for the pregame show. About 1:30, actually, we'll start streaming, but you'll see the live tune in for pregame show about 1:40, 1:45-ish, somewhere out in there.
Cool.
But, no, you got an opponent in Marietta this week. And, you can't look at records. You can't look at stats when you come into games like this. You've got to, you're coming off a bye week. You guys haven't allowed anybody to score over 28 points on you in the entire year. What's the mindset going into this game?
It's control the controllables like it is every game.
Okay.
You know, obviously, Marietta is a very good football team. You know, and it's always been, you know, pretty close games between us and them, and they're a well-coached team, but it's a bunch of new coaches. Their last offensive coordinator is actually back in the SBC. He's the head coach of Sandusky, Luke Pajali. He was a great coach, and you know, trust me, I was happy when he left the OEC. Great dude. So, you know, but that's all you preach. Control the controllables. We can control how we practice. We can control how we handle our own health. We can control those things. So let's control that, how hard we play. And, you know, obviously the specific stuff, that's for us coaches to worry about.
That's right.
You know, they have an amazing running back. This kid is a tank. Bryce Agnew, number 24. He's leading the conference in rushing. He is just a he's like a shorter Jerome Bettis, so obviously he's the short bus.
Come on now, Coach.
He's just
Your bulletin board material already. Here we go.
It's trust me, Bryce. We actually recruited him out of high school. He's a great kid, and it's said with love. Trust me.
I love it.
But no, he's an amazing back, and he's one of those kids that. He's going to break through every arm tackle. He is going to break every single, you know, even if you try to dive at his ankles, his calves are the size of my thighs. I mean, he's going to break those tackles. So it's you know, it's about getting your feet underneath you, and you know, but as a coach, you got to make sure that you're putting your defense in the exact right spot to be able to tackle this kid. And you know, it's going to be a challenge. There's no doubt. And defensively, they have one of the, you know, career sack leaders in Marietta history, and Drake Newberger, a Norwalk kid who's really good too. So, but that's on us as coaches. We got to put our guys in the right situations. Our guys can handle what they can handle. They can handle their effort. They can handle their attitude, and that's all I can ask for them.
I mean, you go down to the lowest levels of football, and that's really, it rings true from the lowest levels all the way to the highest level of football. You control your effort and your attitude.
That's it.
That's what you can control. Everything else is out of your hands.
You know, and that's life too.
Man. Under the learning tree today, let me tell you, folks, this is a great lesson right
here.
here.
Just drop Mike and walk out?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, see you guys.
Done. Wrap. It's a wrap. All right, thanks for tuning up. So, Coach, any other things going on besides, you know, obviously you got a game going on this Saturday. Anything else going on campus this week that we need to know about?
Well, it's everything. You know, that's one thing I love about Heidelberg is every home game, they make it a campus-wide event.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
There is something going on from the Greek organization, something going on from the student services, obviously the alumni office, and having all these alumni back.
Any tailgating game, down by the T-Bridge.
All the tailgating. I mean, our parents tailgating. Oh, my God.
I love that scene. As I'm driving away from those games, you see all the parents, and it's like pitch black, dark,
they don't care.
Driving by, and they're just tailgating, woo, having a good time.
Well, the funny thing is now they're so organized. I mean, they have 3 or 4 sets of parents and groups of parents. They'll come up on Friday and park their RVs and just stay. They stay through Sunday, and it's I love it. It looks like a campground. It's wild, and you know,
that's awesome.
Obviously, parents enjoy it too. I love seeing it, but and obviously homecoming, all that stuff is just times 10. You know, with the band, and I actually talked to our band director. Rodney Miller, who's a great dude, new band director. He's got an amazing halftime show planned. We got a bunch of fireworks, and I think it's just going to be a beautiful day.
Fireworks?
Fireworks are back.
Are there cannons?
What's that? I don't know about cannons. I don't know.
I love cannons.
So do I.
Those are so fun.
So do I.
Was it the Gilmore? There's a local cannon maker here in the area.
Well, that's who usually comes down and brings the cannons for us.
We need to get the hookup going here. It's Tuesday. We can make this happen by Saturday.
I got the cannon priced out. You can send the money to my Venmo if you want to.
Hey, boosters, come on now.
All right, we share my Venmo. Greg,
we need a personalized Heidelberg cannon for every touchdown.
Oh,
now wouldn't that be awesome?
Amazing. Now the neighbors would not like
black
that.
and orange Heidelberg cannon. They roll out for every home game.
Shoot orange smoke out.
Ooh. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. So, again, my Venmo is at
Oh, man. So a lot of festivities going on this weekend. Obviously, homecoming. You got the 72 Stag Bowl Championship reunion. But we got a game. Got this game. Obviously, your defense is playing tough. You're playing lights-out defense right now. I just mentioned that stat. You haven't allowed, more than 28 points all year. Mm-hmm. Now, what do we got? We got to get this offense rolling. What do we got to do, Coach?
Yeah,
what's the key for this week?
Number one, protect the quarterback.
Okay.
And be able to run the football. Like I said, we're still banged up. We still got guys out.
Drew still out?
Both those.
Hey, we'll wait till Saturday. We'll find out on Saturday. Tune in. 2 o'clock.
So will I.
Game time decision.
Nice. They're fighting. Whether they're available this week, next week, the week after.
Whoever steps into that role, you got confidence.
100%.
You got three capable guys.
TJ Ramey has done an amazing job at running back.
Yes.
The last 2 weeks in the feature back role, he had 170 against Muskingum, and obviously a little less against Mount. They were pretty good too. But he's a pounded out back, and he's so tough and physical, and I have full confidence in these guys, whether it's our starting back, second string, third string, starting quarterback, second string, third string. We're at a point, hopefully, in a program where the talent isn't dropping off significantly, where we can't win games, and we can't win games like this. So the key is going to be to control the line of scrimmage. If we can control the line of scrimmage in the run game, keep our quarterbacks actually upright, which would be fantastic, it'll be a great game for us.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a challenge. They got a really good D-line, and our offensive line needs to step up. There's no doubt, and I know they will.
You got an experienced offensive line. So when it comes down to it, I think those are the guys that when you ring that bell, they're going to answer.
I think so.
I really do think that's an experienced group. They're going to rely on that experience to finish strong over these last 4 games.
I think so. I really do. And led by, Wally Kalinowski, the left tackle, who, has had a lot of stories written about him, and actually was on D3Football.com, and his local newspaper down in Columbus did a big feature on him.
He's a nurse?
He's a nurse.
That's
He's a
awesome.
registered nurse.
That's so cool.
That's working 20-odd hours a week at Tiffin Mercy Hospital. It's awesome.
And practicing and playing football and going to college.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and he looks like
unreal.
Sideshow Bob, with the red hair flying everywhere. It's awesome to see. So, he's the leader of that group. But, like I said, they're an experienced group. I think they're coming together. I've already seen. He had a great practice today in horrible weather. I was freezing. I hate being cold. I can't, I just.
Not many people like that.
I'm bundled. I have a feeling Coach Lento, who I greatly respect, is an amazing coach. He's that guy out there in shorts and a T-shirt probably in this weather.
He had a stocking cap when I walked in and a hoodie, so I don't know.
I don't know. I get that vibe from him.
Well, I'm sure when he's out there with the guys and he's pumped up, he's probably he's not exactly wearing a hoodie. And out there all bundled up.
I don't care. 3 sets of pants on. I don't care. I need to be warm.
I'm that guy too. I don't care. I want to be warm. I'm wearing gloves on the sideline. I don't care.
100%. But it's funny because we're going to have tomorrow's going to be crap weather. Thursday's going to be crap weather. Then Saturday's supposed to be 75 and sunny.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
Go figure.
Sign me up. And you guys have such a beautiful venue down there. It's always a great setting, especially in the fall. That is probably the most beautiful stadium in Ohio in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
When you're sitting in that press box and you have the view that we do, best seat in the house by far. But when you look out across that field and you get to see, the background, the backdrop behind the football stage that you've created, it's absolutely beautiful.
Pretty awesome.
It really is.
The leaves are beautiful. I think we got one more week of the leaves still there, so hopefully Saturday they're still there.
We'll get some good pictures Saturday.
Good.
We got to get them in.
There's no doubt.
All right, Coach, anything else you want to talk about here? We got you for a couple more minutes here. I don't want to waste too much of your time. I know family time. Obviously, you're a busy man. You got a lot of stuff going on. So this is free time for you. So I know I'm stealing time from Kelly and
Well, you're
Connor
stealing time from the office. I'd usually still be in the office right now. So I'm just going to go home after this. So I'm stealing office time if that makes you feel better.
All right. That makes me feel a little bit better. At least I'm not, upsetting Kelly or Connor or anybody else.
No, I'm sure they're watching at home. No, just really excited about this week and really excited about these seniors. We have a lot of seniors. And I was the final counts. It's got to be over 30.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of guys that only have 4 weeks left of football.
When you got such a unique class with so many guys being 6th-year guys,
fifth year and fourth year, and and again, some of these guys are up in the air whether they're going to come back for their fifth or the grad school stuff and things like that. So, but at rough count, it's about 36 guys that we were talking about it today. Don't waste any opportunity you have. Yes, today was crap weather. It was sleeting out. It was miserable at practice, but you only have 3 Tuesday practices left in your life.
Yeah.
For
That's
those
right.
guys. And I think that was one of the first times they're, oh, crap.
Oh,
this thing is actually coming to an end. I'm going to have to be an adult soon, which isn't fun. We both know.
Oh, yeah. I do not recommend.
No. Stay in
1 out
college
of 5
as long
stars.
as you can, kids. So I'm just so excited to watch these guys as they finish out their careers, and just it's been such an amazing journey with some of these kids. I mean, you look at guys like Dimitri Penick.
Talk about a journey.
Wow. And Trey Wiley, the same thing, where they've been here 6 years. We've known these kids for 6 years. That's a lot of time. We've spent a lot of time with them together. I mean, the relationship you have with your seniors is one thing. With 6 years, that's a different kind of relationship where but I'm just so excited to get a chance to watch these guys finish out their careers and how hard they're playing for each other. Not for any other reason, just to have fun with each other, not let their brothers down. That's why I love coaching.
Yeah.
You get to see
why
those moments.
That's why you do
in
what
these
you
kids'
do.
life. And that's I tell a story. Like I had to miss. Humble brag, I don't care. Two of my college teams I was participating on, not that I was a big part of it, but were inducted into the college I went to's Hall of Fame this past week, 2 weekends ago. I wasn't able to go, obviously. Had a kind of game that weekend.
Well, some things going on.
But, talking to a lot of the guys on Friday and Saturday and Sunday and talking about all these stories, and you're thinking, like, these kids are living that right now, and their stories we're still talking about 20 years later. I'm not going to repeat any of the stories on this. No.
That's for the uncensored podcast,
Yes.
soon to be on our Patreon. You'll have to pay for that. Sorry.
Well, that's an OnlyFans we're starting to set up.
That's right.
Okay.
Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there.
So, but it's great to see. We're still talking about them 20 years later, and these kids are living it right now.
Yeah.
And I get to see it. I get to be a small part of it. It's so fun to see. So,
puts things in perspective.
It does. It really does. It does. So it's just fun, man. We have such great kids that I love them. I love them. So
that's why you recruited them.
Yeah,
that's why you wanted them here.
No doubt. There's no doubt. So, like I said, get out Saturday, 2:00.
Get out there.
It's I don't think tickets are that expensive, even if you got to pay. I don't know if you got to pay.
Hey, and if you do, they're not that bad. Come on. Get out there, see the 1972 Stag Bowl championship team, at least as many of them as we can assemble.
Yeah.
And if you can't make it, tune in right here, Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heck yeah.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We'll also be on the OAC network and also on heartofohiosports.com.
Nice.
So there you go.
Nice. Beautiful.
5 different ways you can tune in. Coach, anything else before we let you go?
Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate you guys.
Pleasure's all mine.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it every time. Like I said, anytime you want, man. That chair's open. Once again, thank you for tuning in here on the Coach's Corner. We've been live here at Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Make sure if you're in this area, stop by Benchwarmers. Try out this amazing food. I've been highlighting these fries here. Been kind of setting these out to show these. I mean, you just can't get much better than that. Hand cut fries.
Get the standout fries.
Yes,
those are my favorite.
Yes,
the standout fries and the pretzel burger are to die for.
Now that's like top. Those are my top 2 right there.
Those are fantastic.
My wife loves the standout fries. That's why whenever we order, we have to get a large.
Yes.
Have to.
Have to.
But once again, we've been live here at Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Of course, if you can't make it out, you can always call it in for delivery. Once again, I want to give a huge shout-out and a thank you to Lakota head coach Mike Lento for coming on with us today. Shout-out and a thank you to Scott Donaldson, once again, for joining us on the program. And, of course, we always got to give a shout-out to the wizard, Greg Kinn,
my man,
our producer extraordinaire, for keeping us live and on the air today. That's it. For all of my guests, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off. Make sure you share the video. Like, follow, subscribe on all of our platforms. Have a great day, everybody.